Hi, I'm Alan Langford, and this is episode 9 of What the Fun? A program where we take a humorous look at Kickstarter projects. Today we're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's start with the good. I'm covering this project really because the fellow John Eastman, the guy who is sponsoring the project, connected with me on Twitter, and I thought I'd take a look. And it's a really well done project. He integrates all of his initiatives. Obviously, he's searching on Twitter for people who are mentioning Kickstarter. He's reaching out. He's doing the social thing to promote his program. It's a really well put together project. It's actually a staff pick. It's going until September the 22nd. He's looking to raise $19,500, and he's at 4,800 and change. So he's going to make it. So this is Murder in Midnight, Book 1. Now, it's a graphic novel. I'm not really a big fan of graphic novels, but this is still a really well-structured project. It starts with a good video. Obviously, it's got some nice graphics in it, which we'd expect for a graphic novel. They outline the story. It's a really nice outline. It sounds like a pretty compelling story. He's got a really nice presentation of the rewards. Each level has got a significant new value. They're tangible rewards. You know, obviously at the lowest level you get a book. Then a book plate, some custom sketches. At the highest level, they package in a full-size watercolor painting to go along with all the other stuff. So they're all cumulative, and the presentation is really nice. So he mentions that this is his second Kickstarter. I thought I'd go back and take a look at the first one and see how well that was done. The first one, which was a 13-episode graphic novel, I forget the title right off the top of my head, started out with, obviously in the earlier days of Kickstarter, you know, they started with a video with the two guys who were working on the book, the author and the graphic artist, talking about what Kickstarter is, why they're involved in it, and then they go into, again, a very heavy graphic presentation, a telling of, you know, sort of an outline of the overall story. Generally pretty good, and you know they delivered on what they said they were going to do. They delivered on the hard copy version of the first volume in this 13-volume story. I went to their website. They're working on volume 2, so it's not like they're you know, get the money from Kickstarter, do this one thing, and then leave everybody hanging. It looks like it's going to be a long project, but you know, they're making progress on it. So those are all good signs. All things that give you a little bit of confidence in the Murder in Midnight, and you know, it looks like it's going to be quite successful. Now on to the bad. First, I got to say thanks to shout out to my buddy Radek for identifying the bad and the ugly. I really appreciate the effort that he put into this, and we'll take a look at the bad. Easy Shopper by Victor Tello. Now, Easy Shopper is an app. He says it's patent pending. I did a search on the patent database for his name and found nothing. I took a look on some of the keywords that are in the app, but there's 8,000 results. So it may be that there's a real patent pending there, or it could be one of those imaginary patents. It's hard to say. Victor wants to raise $17,000. He's got 26 days to go, so he's wrapping up on September the 21st, and he's got $35. So this is a fairly common sort of genre of app. It's something where you can go and you can scan barcodes while you're shopping, and tie that into your budget and get the price and all those great things. But what it appears to be the unique feature here is that you can then proceed to a checkout. The app is going to produce a barcode of its own, which the cashier can then scan, and that's going to represent the total of the order. And presumably the argument is that checkout is going to be sweet and easy because you don't have to go through the whole handling of items and belt and all that kind of stuff. So Victor's probably never actually considered the prospect of shoplifting because this isn't going to work. People are going to try to sneak stuff through. You might notice that all those little self-checkout things that they've got in grocery stores are weight driven, and you go item by item and you increment the overall weight, and that's how they prevent people from stealing things. So Victor says in his challenges section that the biggest challenge with Easy Shopper is going to be getting stores on board with this technology. Well, Victor, they're not ever going to come on board with the technology. Now, onto his $17,000, that's probably enough to build an app. It certainly isn't enough to go out and build relationships with major retailers. And the rewards are nonsensical. It's like, you for $5 you get a copy of the app, for $10 you get 2 copies, but for $50, where you would think you would get 9 copies, you get 6. So your price for the app goes up with volume. Okay, so that's bad. Now on to Ugly. For Ugly, we have FORN by Sean Granger. What is FORN, you might ask? Well, first let me tell you what Sean's trying to raise here. He's trying to raise $500,000. He wants to raise that in 16 days, so by September the 10th. And right now he has absolutely nothing. So back to FORN. What is FORN? Well, he's got this big picture up at the top. It says, I love food porn. So that's it. FORN is the F in food and the ORN from porn, which pretty much blows your marketing credibility right there. That's just dumb, okay? Just dumb. This project actually proves that Rob Ford isn't the only crazy thing to come out of Toronto. I mean, Toronto's my hometown and I really love it, but God, this is ridiculous. So now, the subtitle for his project is Socially Connecting the World, One Recipe at a Time. His entire description is, I'm working to create a social recipe sharing platform which, once completed, will span the globe. Sean, have you heard of this thing called Google? There have been recipe sites since the dawn of the internet, and a lot of them are big and huge, and they've integrated social sharing. So you're doing absolutely nothing unique, or at least if you think you're doing something unique, it isn't in your one-word description. This is stupid. Okay. Now, under risks and challenges, I gotta scroll down to this. His biggest challenge with this project is finding a qualified and eager programmer who also has a passion for food. Well, that's true. He's overcoming that through connections with local universities and colleges. Because one programmer is going to build him this massive worldwide social sharing site, and the best talent is going to go and work for him instead of going to work for Google or Facebook or Kickstarter, for that matter. So now we get to the really good part, the rewards. Yes, for rewards, he's offering low-numbered user IDs on his site. Yes, if you contribute $8,000 or more, the largest contributor will get user ID 1. Because that's what we do. We hang around when we're hanging out with our friends and we say, hey, what's your Facebook user ID? Because that's really got a lot of value. Sean mentions on his LinkedIn profile that he gave up his project management job to go and pursue his passion, which presumably is food porn. It was a really bad move, Sean. Try to get your old job back. So that's it for episode 9. I'm Alan Langford. I hope you enjoyed What the Fun? Always interested in hearing your comments. Make some comments on the YouTube page. Get a hold of me on social media. If you think you know somebody who would enjoy this content, please share it with them and subscribe, and I hope to see you again. Thanks.